Hello and welcome to Kamitian Field in Holliston, Massachusetts on Thursday, November 9th for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2017. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight, the Panthers face longtime playoff rivals, the Hanover Indians. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside is the color man who no one can rival, the legend, Jay Wyman. Holliston comes into this game with a record of 3-5, averaging 19 points on the offense. Their head coach is Todd Kiley in his 15th season with the Panthers. His record, 127 wins and 42 losses. The Hanover's record is 4-4, averaging 15 points a game. Their head coach is Chris Landolfi in his 5th season with the Indians. His record is 37-17. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. The Panthers come into this game with a record of 3-5. They're averaging 19 points a game on the offense. Their head coach, Todd Kiley's in his 15th season with the Panthers. His record, 127 wins against 42 losses. The Hanover Indians are 4-4, averaging 15 points a game. Their head coach, Chris Landolfi's in his 5th season with the Indians. His record, 37-17. Well, I'll say a quick hello and welcome to our Facebook Live audience out there tonight. Sorry we had a little audio difficulties as we started the game, but we're back up and running now and ready for the opening kickoff.
You know, Tom, before we open tonight, one thing I wanted to make sure to say tonight, this is a Veterans Weekend, so I want to thank all our veterans out there, all the women and men who've sacrificed so much and given so much for our country, and thank you all for your service.
Back to receive the kick for Holliston. Armstrong and Seymour. It's going to go out of bounds. That's a flag against the Indians.
Well, we talked about both these teams. You know, the records are down a little bit this year, but you know, I'm not sure how the Indians are set up for the future. But Holliston, you know, they're getting to play a lot of juniors and sophomores, and maybe, you know, a freshman or two are sprinkled in tonight. So that's going to be good for them. These kids are going to get some good varsity experience against a real decent Hanover team.
This is the 6th meeting between the Panthers and Hanover going all the way back to the 1975 Super Bowl and 76 Super Bowl. Hanover leading the series 3-2. This kick picked up by Seymour at the 15-yard line. And the senior crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line. Holliston's going to be in good field position for their first offensive drive.
Nice run back by Seymour. Of course, having Seymour and Armstrong out there tonight is really going to stabilize the offense and defense. They're two good ones.
Brad Seymour leads the team with 754 all-purpose yards coming in to the game. Holliston's looks like they're going to set up in their war offense with Henry Naughton, number 11, at the quarterback spot. Pitches to Seymour, right-hand side. Cuts it back up over the 45 to the 46 for a nice gain.
5-yard carry.
Brad Seymour with 239 yards, an 8.5 average, and 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. This time they go to number 5, Jake Armstrong. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage and bounces forward for a couple of yards. Going to be a 3rd down and 3. Up front for the Panthers, number 72, Scott Elliott. Number 54, Will Soloria. Number 50, Sam Lynch. Number 57, Will Crowley. And number 59, Ryan Burchard. 3rd down and 3. Pitch to Seymour. He's off the right side. He's got enough for a 1st down at the Indians' 48-yard line.
Yeah, Holliston wants to establish the run tonight, Tom, and you know, get this offensive line off, getting them hitting some people. It's a lot more fun for an offensive line when you get out there and get to hit some of the big boys on the other side.
A couple of tight ends come in this offensive set. Number 44, Connor Mulvaney. Number 43, Topher Ryan, as well as number 32, Dylan Ibbotson, the fullback. To go to Armstrong again, this time the left side. Nice scrum pile, pushes him forward for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. 9:25 to go here in the first quarter. Just underway. Panthers' first offensive drive started at their own 42.
Let's see if the Panthers now try and test the outside a little bit. They're testing that middle. They're making, nice yardage, 3 or 4 yards at a clip. See if maybe they try to get to the outside and use that some of their speed.
Naughton takes it himself.
Henry Naughton on the keeper. Tackled by a host of Indians.
Let's see where they mark it. Give him a gain of 1, so it'll be 3rd down.
Gain of 1 brings up a
3rd down and 6.
Can you tell me if the gain on the microphone is low or high? It's almost
8.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter here. Holliston, first drive, no score.
So Armstrong on the right, Seymour on the left. Ibbotson moves to the left. They hand it off to Armstrong on the jet play. He turns it up when he gets to the corner, fights his way to the 41.
for a gain of 2 or 3 yards. Brings up a 4th down.
See where they spot the ball. Looks like it's going to be a 4th down and 3.
Ball is spotted at the Hanover 42-yard line.
Change of personnel to the spread offense for the Panthers. Number 20, Matt Arvanitis comes in at quarterback. Number 6, Kevin Quinn comes in at receiver. Number 2, Billy Nash comes in at receiver. So Arvanitis with Ibbotson in the backfield, 4th down and 3. And we got a timeout. Quick 20-second timeout. Panthers back to the line for 4th and 3. Arvanitis looks right, fires, complete to Armstrong. He cuts it up inside, and he's across the 45 to the 44-yard line, and a Panther first down.
Yeah, and some nice blocking on the side. A nice block by Quinn out here, and then looked like one of the guards or something. It looked like was pulling, and they made 2 nice blocks that freed Jake Armstrong to release them downfield and get the first down.
Jake Armstrong on the season with 15 catches for 233 yards coming into this game. Handoff to Seymour. He's tripped up close to the line of scrimmage.
Clock's running now. 6:45 left to go in the first quarter. No score. Holliston sitting with the ball at the 34-yard line.
So 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Fake to Armstrong. And inside handoff to Seymour. Nice fake there by Henry Naughton, number 11. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress down to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 4 brings up a 3rd and 6.
Well, this is 2-down territory here for Holliston. They're going to go on 3rd and 4th down. So, you don't have to make the whole enchilada right here.
Quick change up to Arvanitis, number 20 at quarterback. Looks like they're going to go to the spread formation. Nash, Quinn, and Seymour go to the left.
3rd down.
Armstrong to the right. Arvanitis fires left to Seymour. Brad Seymour gets away from one tackle, leans forward, and looks like he's close to a Panther first down.
Nicely done. First of all, the pass by Arvanitis was right out in front, so where Seymour can go out and get the pass in full speed, and was able to take the ball, and then he would have got tackled about 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down, but he just fought off that tackle and was able to pick up the first down with 5:25 left to go in the first quarter.
That's Brad Seymour's 10th catch of the season. He's averaging over 21.5 yards per catch. Picked up enough for the Panther first down. In comes number 27, Tristan Benson, in at the tailback spot. Ball's on the 23-yard line of Hanover. Arvanitis hands it off to Benson. Benson hits the right side. Good push by the offensive front.
Tristan Benson.
Now, he was following the block of number 57, Will Crowley, for a pickup of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Panthers.
Nice run by Benson, and Crowley got out front, and he just bowled over a couple of players there, and was able to get Benson that nice pickup.
Clock at 4:51 and running here in the first quarter. Panthers on their first offensive drive here in the first quarter. Benson moves to Arvanitis' right. Hand off to the freshman off the left-hand side. He is hit as he got to the line of scrimmage, but looks like he's forward for a gain of 1.
Gain of about 1 yard, brings up a 3rd and
So it'll be
4.
3rd and 4 for the Panthers. We don't have our on-board statistician, Carlos Canto, as Los has moved over to the voice, Andy Porter, and filling in, doing the announcing here for the Kamitian Field crowd here on a crisp November or Thursday night. And we got a timeout, so Arvanitis on 3rd down and 4, empty backfield. Hand off to Brad Seymour. Looks for a seam on the right side. He crossed the 25-yard line. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short of a first down. Oh, less than a yard. So 4th down and less than a yard. 3:31 to go here in the first quarter. No score. So 4th and 1 for the Panthers. Naughton on the turnaround, tripped up, but he's across the 25 to the 24, and I think he's got enough for a Panther first down.
He absolutely does, and what happened was I got some nice blocking there from the running back. I didn't see if that was it. Was that Ibbison back there, running back
yes.
there? So a nice block. He came up front, in front of the quarterback, and was able to make that nice block to free him and give Naughton a chance to get the first down.
Actually, the Panthers are at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Pitch to Seymour, following his blocking. Nice push by the Panthers. He's going to be close to the 5-yard line. We're down to 2:37 clock running here in the first quarter. Panthers have started this drive on their own 42 after the nice return by Brad Seymour, and they have been marching slow but sure down the field against the Hanover Indians.
Well, they're coming up on a 9-minute drive, and that's what you want to do, is you want to control that clock and just keep plowing, having your offense plow forward.
So 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Ball's at the 8-yard line. Naughton pitches it to Benson. Nice hole on the right side, pushes forward. Touchdown, Panthers!
Well, I know that was Benson that scored that, but you got to give that one to Naughton, because Henry Naughton came out, and what a block he did. I remember the last few years we had Jack Barrett out there leading the blocking. Of course, Jack, one of the big Barrett boys there, that whole family's used to throwing blocks, but Henry Naughton came out and threw a really nice lead block. It would let Tristan Benson get in there with exactly 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. A 9-minute drive by Holliston for the first touchdown of the game.
Extra point attempt, kick partially blocked. Actually, short return and pushed out of bounds by Panthers is no good, but Tristan Benson from 8 yards out scores his 3rd touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are on the board first with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, 6-0. Well, it was interesting, Jay, getting Ken Dunn's history, Holliston Panther history book, 817 pages of just delicious Panther stats and stories. 1988, Panthers played Hanover in their other non-playoff game, fourth game of the season. Coach Bradford got Hanover as an opponent and used this slow but sure 4 yards at a time ball control offense to defeat Hanover 14-7.
Well, the ball control, you know, that it's the way to go, especially, you know, if you're down some players, it really does two things. I mean, as long as that offensive line plays the way they're playing so far tonight and gives Holliston, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 minute drives, it's going to take a lot of time off the clock for Hanover.
Mulvaney's kickoff all the way to the 10-yard line. And good coverage by the Panthers. They stopped the Indian return man at the 25-yard line. Going back to that 1988 game, the Panthers came in with a 2-1 record. That was senior defensive back Todd Kiley's senior year.
Oh.
He was on that team. And it was the first drive of the night. Bob Morse went in from 2 yards out to put the Panthers up 7-0.
Well, you think Coach Kiley learned something from that game, and he applied it here tonight.
And later on, the winning touchdown was scored by a sophomore quarterback, Doug Carroll. There's
Doug Carroll, yep.
In the Panther Baseball Hall of Fame.
Great baseball player.
After he scored after an interception by Chris Dubé. First down for the Indians. A little confusion in the backfield. Quick tackle. And we got a flag on the play as well.
Ball carrier is number 4, Ryan Bowton. Flag on the play.
Hanover comes into this game with a win over Ashland last week, 17-14. They kicked a field goal with just 24 seconds left to win that game against the Clockers.
The penalties for a chop block against Hanover.
On Hanover.
So that's going to back the Indians up 10 yards.
So that's actually half the distance because it's a 15-yard penalty. So 1:43 left to go in the first quarter. Holliston up 6-0.
So the ball will be placed on the 12-yard line.
12-yard line.
Second down and 22. Now, interesting tonight, the quarterback for the Hanover Indians is number 22, Chris Green. He's been playing running back usually. Andrew Carroll, number 12, is their regular quarterback. Green hands off, and Panthers just swarm him under for no gain. I didn't see number 12, Andrew Carroll, in warm-ups. So maybe the Indians are going to their backup quarterback as well.
Well, you know, this time of year, Tom, in these games, you don't know. I mean, maybe somebody's hurt. Maybe they're just trying somebody out. Maybe they want to give them an opportunity to play a little bit, try a new quarterback. But, you know, you don't know with these games what's going on. But right now, the clock is running. There's 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Holliston hit 6-0. And the defense looks sharp tonight, too. The offense came out there, looked really good with the drive and that offensive line in the backfield and receivers. But the defense looks so far so good also.
So second down and 22 for the Indians. Green rolls right, fires, completed pass. Tackled on the outside after a gain of maybe 10 yards.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter, with the Panthers leading the Indians 6-0 here at Kamitian Field. And it's time for Coach's Corner, brought to you by HollistonFootball.com. All Panthers all the time. And the Holliston Panther Alumni Players of the Week, Jay.
The alumni players, well, I would say that's Grant Buchanan and Nick Athey.
You are right.
How am I?
The Bentley Falcons on a big win with Grant Buchanan kicking a 39-yard field goal, the longest of his career, in overtime to give Bentley the win. Nick Athey was the New England 10 Defensive Player of the Week with 11 tackles, a sack, and a fumble recovery. Also want to give a quick, not a quick mention, but before the game, there was a moment of silence here at Kamitian Field for Dave Stone, a longtime assistant coach that passed away after a strong fight with cancer. He was the assistant coach for 6 different head coaches, a 25-year career from 1958 to 1982, 2 state championships, 3 Super Bowl teams, 2 undefeated seasons, and 10 league titles in those 25 years, 3 South Central League titles and 7 TVL titles. So thoughts and prayers to Dave Stone and his family. You know, he had a lot of 5 kids and a bunch of grandkids and 3 great-grandchildren.
And a lot of players who thought the world of him.
Also a math teacher here in the Holliston School District during that time.
Big third down here for Hanover.
Third down and 14. Green's in trouble, throws it away.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
guess
incomplete.
Yep. So Holliston will get the ball back on this punt on 4th down.
So good rush there. That was coming up in there was number 55, John Canal, putting the pressure on. So 4th down will force Hanover to punt.
You know, this is going to give
another penalty of intentional grounding against Hanover.
You know, I was going to say that, and then I thought, well, maybe he thought he was out of the tackle box, but I guess not. And that's also a loss of down, so it's still 4th down.
Seymour and Armstrong back to receive the punt. It's a high one. Seymour grabs it at the Hanover 45. And a nice return all the way up to the Indian 30-yard line. Panthers are going to be in great field position with 10 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the second quarter, leading the Hanover Indians 6-0.
Well, Kevin Quinn came up and threw a nice block right in front of Seymour and was able to set him free and able to get a little more yardage there. So nice job by him. Tom, they're once again in good position here to take the ball and come out in war and just kind of drive the ball down the field and score.
Last year when these 2 teams met, it was down in Hanover in the division South sectional final, and Hanover beating the Panthers 42-7 in that game.
First down.
Panthers line up in war. And pitches to number 5, Jake Armstrong. He goes around the left side for a gain of 2.
Well, what happened there was Jake kind of got it was kind of like a little mess there right in the middle, and Jake kind of got a little tripped up by that. If he didn't, he was able to get to the outside a little bit. He probably would have got quite a bit more yardage. So nice run to recover from that.
This time the handoff is to Benson on the jet play. He turns the corner. He's got a first down and is pushed out of bounds after about a 12-yard gain.
Well, you know, Christian's a freshman, and you know what they say, that you know, the first year, a lot of times with a freshman, you know, they in the beginning of the year, they don't know quite as much about what's going on, or don't. But with Tristan, you know, he's coming here now, and he's got a full year under his belt now, and it's coming up on 8 or 9 games here, and he can use that speed, and he runs, as I said last week, he runs. I like that kind of violence he runs with. Really good runner.
Well, 20 rushes for 110 yards coming into us. He get him another carry, bounces it to the outside, finds some room, and again gets to the outside against that Indian defense and is close to a first down.
And he can cut. He has good balance. He can stop on a dime and cut. Does a really nice job.
So getting out of bounds stops the clock with 9:47 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 6-0. Ball is on the, let's see, it's inside the 10. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball's on the 7. This time the pitch is to Armstrong.
He looks like he might have made just enough. Let's see. Oh. No, I guess he lost a little bit.
Lost a half yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Holliston gets right up to the line.
Loss of 1 on the play, 3rd down.
And Naughton goes forward on the quarterback sneak. Looks like he's got enough. Oh, he keeps going. Just squeezed through.
He's in.
Touchdown, Panthers! Well, that was a surprising one from Henry Naughton. Took the quarterback sneak, went off the right side. We lost him in the pile, and then he squirted out the other end and is in for the score from the 7.
Yeah, and once again, Everson did a really nice job. Everson came up. They came in a hurry up, and Henry Naughton just took the ball, and Everson came up and just gave him a real tough shove in the back. You know how they get in those scrums down there and everything. And he came up and gave him a tough shove, and Henry Naughton, he just took the ball and finished that off with 9:13 left to go in the first half. Holliston ahead 12-0 and going for 2.
So Arvanitis in at quarterback. Ibbotson the lone tailback. Quinn to the left of the formation. Armstrong and Seymour to the right. Arvanitis rolls left. Sneaks away from one tackler, but tackled just short of the goal line. So the attempt is no good. Panthers lead 12-0 with 9:13 to go in the first half. Henry Naughton from 7 yards out, his second touchdown of the season. Panthers 2 for 2 on offense so far tonight.
Yeah, it's early in the game, but right now, Holliston offensively and defensively looks very, very good.
Well, if you look at looking at the scoreboard, 12-0, but then Hanover saying we only ran like 4 offensive plays, and one of them was a penalty. So they really haven't had a chance to get their offense going much at all. But that's what can happen with this war offense, Jay. When it gets going, it starts chewing that ground, and you're like, oh, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards at a crack. But then that clock, it just evaporates.
It does, and you know, it's the offensive line, Tom, that you got to give a lot of credit to, because they get down in there, and one thing Holliston does on war is they don't stop blocking. They keep going and going and going, and that's why you see a runner like Henry Naughton be able to get in there and find a crease and get in and finish it off with a touchdown.
Number 44, Connor Mulvaney with the kick. It bounces out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's a penalty. See if Coach Landolfi asks for a re-kick or takes it at the 30.
I would ask for a re-kick, and I'll tell you why. Because in this situation, at this time of year, you want to see your players make some plays. So you want to give them a chance to get the ball in their hands and try and get a run back here. I think it's a really good play by Coach Landolfi.
Hanover is elected to re-kick.
But Holliston right now, Tom, it's the story of 2 lines. The offensive and defensive line are both playing very well so far.
Mulvaney tees it up at the 35. Sort of a spinning kick, line drive, gets away from the Hanover Indian, has to go all the way back to the 2-yard line. And good coverage by the Panthers as he's tackled around the 15.
Yeah, that's excellent coverage by the Panthers, because what you don't realize is that it's very rare that a kickoff goes that deep. Remember, that almost went to the end zone, and they had a penalty on the kick, so they were running a lot further than they'd normally be running, but they get down there and able to keep the ball inside the 20-yard line.
Going back, one more note I had on the 1988 game between Holliston and Hanover, which the second half, the Panthers got the opening kick in the second half, drove the length of the field, stalled inside the 10-yard line, and then Hanover, first play from scrimmage, it was an interception. Holliston took the ball, drove it in, and Hanover didn't touch the ball the entire second half until there was like 2 minutes left in the game. So that's what ground and pound can do.
Well, that's what it can do, and you know that's why you know these coaches love. I mean, you know it's a lot of fun to watch the passing game, but you know the efficiency, when you get an efficiency in a running game like that, it does so much for you. It helps you, you know, obviously control the clock, control the game, control time of possession. It does a lot for you, and also gives you good field position a lot of times.
Well, the Panthers have good field position, or Indians have bad field position right now. The ball, after a loss of 2, is on their own 10-yard line for a 2nd down and 12. Clock running, 8:16 to go here in the first half. Panthers leading 12-0.
And I think they're going to get aggressive here. I think you're going to see the Panthers see if they blitz on this situation.
Chris Green with 1 running back.
Yeah, they blitz. Here they come.
And scrambling, chased, throw incomplete.
And there's a flag in the play.
Probably going to be a holding call.
Is it a face mask against Holliston? We'll see here. Personal foul, face mask against Holliston. So 7:52. 7:52 left to go in the half. Holliston up 12-0.
Your starting defense here for the Panthers. Number 54, Will Soloria. Number 72, Scott Elliott at the tackles. Number 57, Will Crowley. And number 51, David Harding at the defensive ends. In the middle linebacker spot, number 53, Alex Kelly. And number 44, Connor Mulvaney. Number 32, Dylan Ibbotson at one of the linebacker spots. So first down and 10. And up comes number 44, Connor Mulvaney with the sack. And a big loss on the play. Panthers with relentless pressure right there.
I couldn't see. Oh, was that Ibbotson the first one in? Was that he was in there and he held up the play? I think it was. I couldn't see the number.
Your cornerbacks, number 8, Brad Seymour, and Jake Armstrong on the other side. Number 24, Mitch Gimblett, and number 11, Henry Naughton at the free safety spot. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 17. Ball is on the 18-yard line. I don't think, from what I've read, I don't think that Chris Green has had any time at quarterbacks this season.
Here they come again. Here comes Emerson again.
Green fires out to the right. Nice strong tackle by Armstrong. Looks like he picked up about 7 yards. Let's see where they mark it. Actually only a 5-yard gain. 3rd down and 13 for Hanover.
They're turning Dylan Ibbotson loose here in that same type of position that they were turning Sean Keast in. You know, letting him go in, and he's doing a good job. Now on the first down play, he did miss his tackle a little bit, but what he did was he forced a quarterback to come out and get the sack. So even though he didn't get half a sack on that, he did a really nice job forcing the quarterback out. On this play, he just came straight in and again disrupted the play a little bit and made the quarterback throw the ball before he wanted to.
So 3rd and 13 for the Indians. Green fires intended for the running back, and it is incomplete. That's going to bring up a 4th down, and it's going to be another quick 3 and out for the Indians.
Well, nice pressure by the defense, and you know, I talk a lot about this throughout the season, how Coach Athey and I really agree on pressure defense, and just like Coach Kiley has the pressure offense, he likes to keep the pressure on with the offense. Coach Athey likes to keep the pressure on with the defense, and you know, maybe that's why Nick Athey does what he does up at Bentley in the safety position.
Seymour and Armstrong back to get the punt. Seymour takes it at his own 40, and he's able to get forward to the midfield. So the Panthers again in great field position for their 3rd offensive drive at the 50. 6:21 to go in the first half. Panthers with a 12-point lead. You know, you brought up Nick Athey. I don't know if you saw the video about on some of the highlights from that Bentley game, but Bentley, Nick Athey came up, the running back was stood up, and Nick was making the tackle, and he reached in, pulled the ball out, and caught it right out of midair for the fumble recovery. We certainly saw him do plenty of that kind of magic out here on Kamitian Field.
He was special. 6:21 left to go in the first half.
So Naughton, yeah, number 11 Naughton back in at quarterback, pitches to Brad Seymour. He finds a hole on the right-hand side. First down, big gain, and he's still on his feet. Touchdown, Panthers! Another surprise touchdown by the Panthers.
Well, I talked earlier in the game, Tom, how Holliston was making 4 or 5 yards, doing a really nice job with that offensive line, moving the ball. But I mentioned that, you know, if they could get to the outside, I think they could really beat them. And you saw right there 2 great things. First of all, Seymour got to the outside and got downfield, and then he broke a tackle downfield and just took it in the rest of the way by himself. 6:04 left to go in the first half, 18-0 Holliston, and they're going for the 1-point extra point.
Mulvaney's kick is up and good. And so with 6:04 to go in the first half, the Panthers lead 19-0. Brad Seymour with his 5th touchdown of the season. A 50-yard rambling wreck. Jay, he turned the form. Everybody was I was excited that he had the first down and more. It looked like they were going to pull him down about the 20-yard line. He just shook it off and went in easily for the score.
Well, you know, Tom, that really tells us about the kids like him, you know, Seymour and all these kids on this team, is that, you know, this is a situation where, you know, maybe they wouldn't have as hard or whatever. They come out here, they want to win, and they're, you know, they're playing their best, and they're really out in front of this Hanover team. And really, so far, I mean, it's a long way to go in this ball game, but so far with 6:04 left in the half, they're doing a number offensively, defensively, and on special teams.
Well, a lot of frustration builds up when you lose. Panthers have lost 4 games in a row and been close many, many times. Short kick picked up at the 30. Number 11 keeps his feet, and he's forward to the 35. Holliston losing to Milford 36-6, and you know, you know from playing sports, you know that you're not what that score means on the on the scoreboard. Panthers aren't as bad as 36-6 against Milford. Just one of those games that got away from them, you know. But they get a chance the next week. Start at 0-0, and Panthers have done the job here tonight, and they're ahead 19-0.
Yeah, that happens. You know, you're going to have a game now and then where something like that happens, but. You know, those other games before that, and, you know, even that Hopkinton game, and Hopkinton's been crushing people in the playoffs.
One play away
and
from
they were
taking
that win. They only lost it 12-8, so once again, the defense played very well over there.
1st and 10 for Hanover.
Yeah, that's too long to develop right there. The quarterback held the ball a little too long. He's supposed to usually they read the safety of the defensive end, and what happens is he's going to pull that out quickly if he's going to go, or he's going to release the ball quickly and let the halfback go. And what happened there was he just held the ball so long that Holliston was able to come in and finish him off.
Tackled by number 54, Will Salorier. I think he was reading right there as everybody was. The Panthers were coming.
Yeah, he kind of didn't know what to do, and he just kind of got stuck there a little bit, and Holliston was able to finish it off. 5:16, 15 clock running in the first half. Yeah, Holliston playing very well.
Hanover winning 2 of their last 3 games coming into this contest. Green's throw is high, incomplete.
Pass intended for Berard is incomplete.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
And you know Holliston's going to come here, Tom. They're going to bring people.
Couple of defensive substitutions. In comes 55, John Canal, number 6, Kevin Quinn.
It's interesting. Ibbotson had a really nice defensive series, and I don't see him in there this time, so maybe they're switching guys off. Of course, now they're coming with probably their nickel or dime package.
Any change you got in your pocket right
now. Anything you got. You got a nickel and 2 dimes, you got a quarter. Quarterback, whatever.
So 3rd down and 10. Hanover going empty backfield. Green trying to get his receivers in the right spot. Panthers on a blitz. Green rolls out. Long pass. Incomplete coverage by Seymour, number 8.
Well, that was a nice job by Green on the roll out there. Holliston did have the blitz coming right up the middle, and he rolled left, and it was a pretty good pass. I thought it was going to be complete, but the receiver didn't make the catch, and Holliston's going to get the ball back with 4:52 left in the first half.
So another 3 and out for the Hanover Indians.
Punting for Hanover is number 85, Marty Stapleton.
Seymour and Armstrong back. High snap. High kick. Seymour calls for the fair catch. He's going to take it at the Panther 25-yard line. 4:42 to go here in the first half. Panthers leading by 19.
Well, that was Aaron Bowes who was coming in on him, and he's done a really nice job. Bowes has as a gunner tonight. I've noticed that, and Kevin Quinn has done a really good job of keeping him away from the punt returner. So that time, though, Seymour hit the call for a fair catch. 4:41 left to go in the first half.
This home cooking seems to be doing the Panthers some good. This is only their 3rd home game of the season. Over the last 8 years, the Panthers are 42-7 here at Kamitian Field. Inside handoff to Benson, and he breaks away. One defender to beat. He's across midfield to the 46-yard line.
And that's what I mean by running violently, Tom. He gets out there quickly.
Wow.
And he just took that body, kind of shake with his shoulders, shook off a tackler here at the line of scrimmage, and was able to break through. And he does have speed, and he's going to be a good one for a long time here at Holliston.
Benson put in the quick hitter right there.
Hanover takes a timeout.
So that was almost a 30-yard gain by the freshman running back.
Yeah, and you're seeing some young kids here tonight who you're going to see next year, and even a year or two after that too. And they've got a lot of kids come up with a really bright future.
So 1st and 10 from the Hanover 45-yard line. Handoff to Armstrong on the jet play.
Great
He's got
block by
Ibbotson out in front of him.
Jake Armstrong on the carry.
Nice.
And he is out of bounds at the 32.
Nice
Another
block
Panther first
nice
down.
block by Ibbotson. And if they get down close here, Tom, I hope they give him the ball. He's playing a heck of a game tonight, and he's doing a lot of stuff that you don't notice, but it's the stuff that you need to have done to get so the other guys can score and get noticed.
Oh, that fullback spot in the War offense is a lot of hard work. Number 32 certainly been doing it all season. Inside handoff to Armstrong. He picks up a couple, stopped just short of the 30.
Tackled by number 79, Cade Frucci.
Clock running now. There's 3:55 left to go in the first half.
No gain.
19-0 Holliston, but I don't have to keep saying that because you're seeing it on your screen, right?
That's right. Yeah, we got
Just St. George down there taking care of that for us.
and I'm sure Bruce helped
Yeah.
out a little bit. This time they go to Benson on the jet play, and he's got some room. He's got a first down, and he is close to the red zone.
And one more thing about the freshman is that as a freshman, he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. He's going to get faster. Wow, I mean, that's a heck of a package when you have something what Tristan has as a freshman. We've seen a few in our time, these freshmen who've come up and they just go, Joey Belomo and these kids that just go year after year and get better and better. Jake Fischette.
So 1st down and 10. Pitch to Benson. He bounces it to the outside. And good pursuit by Hanover. Gain of 2 on the play. Let's give some credit up front right now. The 54, Soloria, Elliott, Lynch, Crowley, and Burchard are doing the job up there along with Ryan and Mulvaney at your tight end spot. So Panthers are, as you said, winning the job and
they're doing
war
in
the trenches tonight. 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. Ball's at the 21-yard line of Hanover. Naughton looks back over at Coach Kiley for the call. Seymour on the left wing, Armstrong on the right. Pitch to Armstrong. goes to the outside with a nice hip move. And he's inside the 10-yard line to the 7. And it's going to be 1st and goal, Panthers.
Well, these guys are playing with a purpose tonight, Tom. They really are. They've come out here tonight to send a message to everybody that, hey, we're still here, you know, and they're doing a heck of a job. The line, the backs, the quarterbacks, the receivers, everybody's doing their job here tonight. And then you take the defensive side of the ball and you get just control that line, the defense, and boy, oh boy, you're putting the whole thing together. Right now, 19-0, and 2:04 left in the first half here, and they're getting ready to put it back in again.
So Naughton under center. Pitch to Seymour. Follows the block of Norton, and he's inside the 5 to the 3.
Bring up a 2nd and goal.
So it'll be 2nd and goal.
This way, give it to Everton. Let him get his touchdown. I mean, he's worked hard tonight.
Is Lowe's keeping track of the stats over there too while he's doing the announcing here? He says he's got it all in his head.
Yeah,
so
he's amazing.
We'll find out how many yards all these Panthers have at the half.
Yeah, we'll see.
So 2nd and goal. Clock gets down to a minute 25. It's running right now. Naughton, pitch to number 5, Jake Armstrong.
Yeah. Right in, touchdown.
Touchdown, Panthers! Jake Armstrong from 2 yards out, his 9th touchdown of the season, the 11th of his Panther career.
Yeah, Will Soloria right there leading the way and opening a nice hole for him. Oh, offsides, free kick.
It was up and no good.
They must
Let's
call
see
the
the
offside. I saw them go offside. Now, if they were drawn or not, I don't know. Yep, they were offside. So they get the ball to 1.
Let's see what Coach Kiley does here. He's just they're gonna line it up again.
.109 left to go in the first half. 25-0, Holliston. There you go.
Mulvaney's kick on the 2nd try is up and good. And so with 1:09 to go in the first half, the Panthers lead the Indians 26-0. I want to give a quick shout out to the long snapper there, number 12, Matt Tomaselli, and number 13, senior Jack Larsh, who just stepped in as the holder tonight. Put that right on the mark for Mulvaney.
Well, a couple things now. If this continues in this vein, there's a couple things I want to say that, first of all, this is a big win for Holliston, and secondly, I don't think I'd want to be Westwood on Thanksgiving Day. These kids are out here playing with
You better not want to be
purpose.
Westwood on Thanksgiving Day. With those 2 kicks in a row, Connor Mulvaney is 16 of 20 point afters.
That last one, by the way, would have been a long field goal if he tried a field goal. Okay, 1:09 left to go in the half.
Mulvaney's kick.
Down. He's down.
And
He's down. Yep.
Had to go down to a knee to get it, and that will put Hanover at the 23-yard line.
So let's see how Hanover plays this. If they just want to run out the clock. Of course, Coach Kiley, if they go to run out the clock, he's going to call timeouts.
Well, you'd think they would try to get the ground game going, Jay. I'm just going to, last week against Ashland, Ryan Booton, senior running back who was just back from injury the game before, he went 32 rushes for 170 yards and a touchdown in that win over the Clockers.
Well, the problem now is, Tom, you can try if you're just trying to get a score here. You can do it now, but you've got to get away from the run game for the rest of the ball game because you're not going to catch Holliston if you're in the run game now. You've got to throw the ball.
Indians go to the I formation and hand off to Booton on 1st down. He squeezes through for a gain of 6.
And Holliston will give up those 6-yard gains
But we've seen
all the
some.
time, yeah.
What I was going to say was sometimes we've seen teams, they get a little over anxious on these, with under 2 minutes to
Right,
go,
yeah.
and they're trying to tee off on that quarterback, and a nice couple
Yeah.
of blocks. You get to that second level, could be gone.
And like I said, I agree with you 100%. At the end of the half, or I would definitely, I can see doing that. But for the rest of the game, you're not going to be able to run the ball like this.
They hand off to Booten again, but this time he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
Handoff is to Booten. It's tackled by a host of Panthers.
And that has the possibility of being the last play. Let's see if they run another here.
Gain of about 1.
There's 15 seconds left to go in the
Gain of 1,
half.
so it'll be a third down and 3.
Unless they call a timeout with like a second left, and it looks like they're not going.
2,
That's
1.
it. Yep.
That'll do it. Okay, the teams are back for the second half, and thank you to our Facebook Live audience for watching us here at HCAT. Hope you're enjoying this Panther game. Holliston ahead 26-0 at the half. Holliston got on the board, well, sort of right away.
Mm-hmm.
They took
9 minutes in.
A 9-minute drive started on their own 40-yard line before freshman Tristan Benson went in from 8 yards out for his third touchdown of the season. And then the Panthers scored right at the beginning of the second quarter. Henry Naughton went in from 7 yards out as he squeaked through a big pile of defenders for his second touchdown of the year. And then just 3 minutes later, Brad Seymour from 50 yards out, his 5th touchdown of the year, and the extra point made it 19-0. And then Holliston got one more crack at it and went in from Jake Armstrong, scored from 2 yards out with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go in the first half, scoring his 9th touchdown of the year, the 11th of his Panther career. Connor Mulvaney added the extra point, and we are 26-0. Well, Hanover took a little extra time in the locker room. We'll see if that extra coaching helped. Connor Mulvaney's kick comes down to the 15-yard line and tackled right away at the 25, where the Indians will start 1st and 10.
Nice coverage there by the Holliston kickoff team. They've had a lot of practice tonight kicking off.
That's good. You got to work on offense, defense, and special teams.
Absolutely.
And nobody likes special teams more than Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Hanover will begin 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So let's look for any changes in the Hanover offense here as the Indians start the second half at their own 25-yard line. Green hands it off to Booten, but he is tackled right away.
Booten on the carry.
Number 44, Connor Mulvaney on the tackle.
Number 44, Connor Mulvaney.
We talk about that a lot, Tom, on defense, which you have to do at defensive end, and Mulvaney gets out there and see how he contained. And when you contain, even though there was a blocker out in front, he was able to get rid of that blocker and make the contain play, and then not only contain, which normally turns it up and lets the linebacker make the play, but he actually made the play there himself at the tackle. So nice job there by Mulvaney.
So 2nd down and 11, actually a loss of 1 on the play. Green, quick fire, complete, tackled by Seymour and Naughton. But it looks like number 10, Dan Hamza, has about a 6-yard gain. Well, 7 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Good for 7 or 8 yards, brings up a 3rd and 3.
Hamza with 19 catches for 224 yards coming into this game. The other one is number 17, Luke Sweeney, 20 catches for 445 yards and over 22.5-yard average.
3rd down.
So 3rd and 3. Hanover sticks with the spread offense. Green, got her pressure. And that was That was a Mulvaney and Alex and Harding sandwich right there.
Well,
number 51,
yeah,
David Harding.
David Harding came in, and he came in and they've sent both ends in, and David came in and made a nice tackle. And of course, Mulvaney came in and said, "You're not going to get away from Harding, so let's finish it off right here."
Yeah, you saw Green sort of look to the right. He saw Mulvaney look back quick, and he had 51 right in his face.
Hanover in punt formation.
Now I know they got a first down on a penalty, but have they gotten any first down?
They have not gained a first down. Armstrong takes the kick at his own 45-yard line.
Oh, he's
able to
got room.
shake off one tackler. Reverses the field. Nice block by Quinn. Not picking up a lot of north-south yards, but he finally scratches forward for 5, right to midfield.
And once again, Bozo's in on that tackle, and he's done, like, as I said earlier, he's done a nice job on punt coverage for Hanover.
Jake Armstrong has really been the Swiss Army knife for the Panthers this year. You know, almost 300, well, probably tonight, over 300 yards rushing, 250 yards catching the ball. He's thrown a pass, he's got an interception, and doing a good job on the kick return.
Yeah, he and Brad Seymour, I think, both have done a really good job, and they kind of play off of each other really nicely.
So spread formation for the Panthers, and we got a timeout on the field, Hanover. So 8:21 to go in the third quarter. After a 3-and-out, the Panthers have the ball at their own 49-yard line. Matt Arvanitis with Dylan Ibbotson in the backfield. Billy Nash to the left. Quinn, handoff is to Ibbotson. Puts down the shoulder at midfield and crosses to the Hanover 49-yard line.
Well, Darrell Ibbotson, we talked about the first half. He had a really nice first half, blocking, pushing runners into the end zone, and also on defense he did a nice job. So having a heck of a game tonight.
Ibbotson with 167 yards, a 4.5 average, and 3 touchdowns for Holliston coming into this game. Second down and 8 for the Panthers. Seymour, Armstrong, and Quinn to the right. Benson, number 27, is the back.
Yeah, movement by Holliston. They're a little anxious there. False start.
False start, Holliston.
So that'll turn that 2nd and 8 into a 2nd and 13.
Penalty brings up a 2nd and 13 for the Panthers.
7:25 left, the clock running, 7:25 left in the third quarter.
Coach Kiley going to change up his formation a little bit as he sends in number 43, Topher Ryan at tight end.
Now this is interesting. What if you go to he is keeping it back in the backfield.
So Ibbotson steps up to Arvanitis' left. Seymour on the right wing. Arvanitis looks downfield, cross the middle, caught by number 5, Jake Armstrong, for a Panther first down.
You know, Matt Arvanitis, the quarterback, we haven't seen a lot of him, but all 3 passes tonight he's thrown. One thing I really like is he gives the ball, his receiver a chance to catch the ball on the run, but the key is the receiver's not stretching his hands out too far. Now, what that does is it obviously makes him catch the ball a little easier, but it also prevents them from worrying about getting hit with the ball. He puts it in a position where the defender's not going to get the defender's not able to hit the receiver right away. He does a really nice job. And so far, I've seen some nice work out of Matt Arvanitis, the quarterback.
First down and 10 at the Hanover 39-yard line. Handoff to Ibbotson, and he slashes that right side to the 10-yard line. Cuts inside. Touchdown, Panthers!
I waited all night for that. I told you earlier in the first half, at the end of the first half, I was really hoping he'd get a chance of getting the ball in close and running it in. Well, you know, old Darrell Ibbotson, he said, I don't need the ball in close. I'll take it on from 40 or 50 yards out. Nice run, nice blocking by that line, and a nice play call at that point in time for the Panthers. And Holliston now leads 32-0 as they line up for the extra point.
So Tomaselli to Larch to Mulvaney, and that kick is up and good, and with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, the Panthers lead the Indians 33-0. Dylan Ibbotson with his 4th touchdown of the year, a 39-yard beauty.
You see these kids coming out doing this stuff, and Ibbotson, like I said, he had some really good blocks in that first half. He had that real nice push in the back of Henry Naughton to get him in to score the touchdown, and now he has a nice long touchdown for himself, and nice job. Nice night for him.
Mulvaney's kick all the way to the 9-yard line.
Great coverage right there by Holliston.
And there's a nice job, a quick tackle there by number 24. That's Mitch Gimblett. And Hanover's going to start at their own 21-yard line.
5:48 left to go in the third quarter here, and Holliston leading 33-0.
You know, Ibbotson's done a lot of hard work between the tackles for Holliston, being that fullback spot, but he did have a nice 50-yard touchdown against Westwood.
Yes, yep.
So he can break the big runs, and right there, he bounced off a couple of defenders, and a nice job maneuvering that last 10 yards. He easily was to the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
but,
they could have. There were two defenders there. They could have taken him out of bounds, and they did. He would not have any of that.
So 1st and 10 for the Indians at their own 21. Green's going to keep it himself. Met right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a short gain.
Green on the keeper.
I think that was number 11, Henry Naughton, with the tackle.
Yeah, it was Henry, and what Henry did is he came out of his safety position. He went full steam ahead. He could read where that quarterback was going, and he just went right at him and made a nice tackle with the help of some of his friends down there like Mulvaney and a couple other guys.
So gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
You love to see when those safeties are coming full speed in to hit. You know, in the NFL you see that a lot with these big time safeties. They'll come in, they know exactly where the play's going, and they come in and they make a nice hard tackle like that. And Naughton was able to do that. A little quarterback on quarterback crime there.
So I formation for Hanover. They hand it off to Booten, number 4. And number 51, David Harding, wraps him up right at the line of scrimmage.
And this Holliston front 7, Tom, is just doing an incredible job out there tonight. They're just, you know, they're just stopping no matter what Hanover tries to do. They try and go left, they get stopped. They try and go right, they get stopped. They're trying to pass, they get, the blitz comes in. You know, it's 3rd down here, and they'll probably come in with another blitz now. And, you know, this may be the time, you had talked about this a little early in the game, maybe the time where Hanover might want to run either a screen or some kind of a draw or something, because you know Holliston's going to come in looking for the pass.
Well, that's Elliott, Soloria, Crowley, Harding, and Canal have been swapping in and out of the front 4 spot. And we got another timeout on 3rd down and 7. So stops the clock with 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. Panthers leading 33-0 as Hanover wants to talk it over because they'd like to pick up a 1st down and get some momentum going here.
You know, Hanover too is, you know, probably feels the same. It's, you know, what a difference a year makes. Last year, they had an incredible team, and you know, they blew right through the playoffs and won the state championship. And you know, they come here. There's a flag coming out of the field now. Maybe illegal substitution. Let's see what this is. Yep, 12 men on the field, legal substitution. So it's 4:02 left in the third quarter.
That turns it from a makeable 3rd and 7 to a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, you know, and now that just, you know, reaffirms the fact that you're probably going to have to pass the ball, and now, you know, Holliston's really going to come get him.
Ball is at the Hanover 20-yard line.
Clock running with 3:50 left to go in the third.
3rd down.
Green with one back in the backfield, rolls right, fires, complete to Booten. He's tackled close to the 30-yard line, but that's going to be a few yards short of a 1st down.
And they're sending
Another
the punt
fourth
team.
down,
Yep.
and out comes the punt unit for the Hanover Indians.
Gain of about 8 yards. Brings up 4th and 2.
You know, sometimes, you get in a situation like Hanover's in right now, and just a lot of things don't go right, and that's really not what's happening here tonight. Tonight, it's not that they're doing that much wrong. It's just that Holliston is just really playing very, very well on defense.
Brad Seymour, the lone back to receive the kick, but this one's going to go out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Holliston. So stops the clock with 2:52 to go in the third quarter. I didn't see a flag on the play.
No, there was no flag. No.
So Holliston will start their 6th offensive drive at their own 45. They are 5 for 5 with the ball tonight, Jay.
Well, that, and once again, I keep going back to it, but that's that offensive line. They set the tone here tonight. They set it from the get-go when they had that 9-minute drive at the beginning of the ball game, and ever since then they've just really controlled the line of scrimmage, and of course the defense has too. So they've really controlled the ball. Both lines of scrimmage have been controlled by Holliston.
So Matt Arvanitis out at quarterback, spread formation. Benson, number 27, the lone back. Arvanitis hands off to Benson. Slashes off the left side for a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
Once again, Soloria, the lead blocker there, and they're doing a nice job. They're running a little bit behind him tonight, and he's really doing a nice job of taking care of that situation over there. And of course, they also have, Scott Elliott over there too, and that's certainly not going to hurt your effort either.
Great job, some of these sideline shots I'm noticing tonight from Christian Boudet, and glad to have Steve Hedrick back in the lineup tonight for HCAT.
Yep, he's off the IR.
And of course, Lisa Hedrick up top above the press box, giving you the main shot. So 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. Hand off to Benson. Scoots up the left-hand side, crosses midfield. Gain of 4.
First out of bounds at the Hanover 47-yard line.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 at the Hanover 47. Stops the clock with 1:46 as he got out of bounds here in the third quarter.
Glad this game is tonight, Tom, because tomorrow night they're saying it's going to be like 19 degrees and wind chill of, I don't know, -26 or something. But anyway, I'm glad.
You're thinking of your
tonight.
comfort here, Jay. Come on.
Well, it's all about me.
No comment. 3rd down and 2. Handoff to fake to Ibbotson. Handoff to Ibbotson.
Yeah, fake you right out. Nice fake by
Arvanitis. I thought he still had the ball.
Actually, I got to admit it. I did too. I thought the fake was to Ibbotson and Arvanitis, and if it was, he would have been gone. He's a good athlete. And he's got a lot of speed. We talked about him a couple games ago with his athletic capabilities, and he's really good. Looks like.
Matt Arvanitis last year, he led the freshmen to an undefeated season.
Yep.
And so far this year, he's been running the JVs, as far as I understand, and the JV team's undefeated. So he's been, getting a lot of quarterbacking on the lower levels.
But now Holliston with the penalty.
3rd and 12.
Holding against the Panthers, bring up a 3rd down and 12.
1:20 left to go, clock running in the third quarter.
Armstrong and Seymour to the left. Quinn to the right. Arvanitis looks left, puts it up top. Jake Armstrong got behind the defender, and he is gone. Touchdown, Panthers!
Well, welcome Mr. Arvanitis to the party. Wow, nice job by Matt Arvanitis. He got out there and he threw that ball, and I keep saying this, but I'm just so impressed with it. He puts that ball right where a receiver wants. If you've ever played football and you've ever been a receiver, that ball is right where you want it, right there where you can make the catch on the run and not have to stop and come back or do any of that. Nice pass by them, and he got, and of course Armstrong just one-on-one. He's going to be tough to defend against, and he's able to break away for the touchdown.
Mulvaney's kick looks like it got blocked. Hanover's going to try to run it out, but they're tackled. So with 57 seconds left in the third quarter, the Panthers score to make it 39-0. Matt Arvanitis with his first touchdown pass of his high school career, a 56-yard beauty to Jake Armstrong. For Jake Armstrong, that's the 10th touchdown of his season and 12th touchdown of his Panther career, leading the Panthers this year.
Yeah, they talk a lot about the NFL now. One of the stats they like to use is, air, yardage of the pass in the air, because there's a lot of dink and dunk passes where a guy catch the ball, 5-yard pass and take it. That wasn't that. Arvanitis put the ball out there, put a lot of air under it, and Armstrong was able to take it about 20 or 25 yards downfield and finish the rest on his own. So, that's nice to see. It's nice to see that from the young sophomore quarterback. And of course, Armstrong, you said it earlier, Tom, he's just really done a great job all year for this team.
Well, I know Benko's not playing tonight. Benko with 700 yards, 11 touchdowns. I mean, there was a bit of a void coming into this game. What is Holliston going to do to keep the ball moving? And we can see the problems that Hanover's having as they've had to change quarterbacks here at here tonight.
And again, with Arvanitis, Matt being a sophomore, he's going to get bigger and stronger and faster too. And with a full summer's worth of work and in these passing leagues and stuff, here's a kid. I'm not sure. I'm not giving him the job for next year because I don't know what Coach Kiley has in mind. But he certainly has the option of using Matt Arvanitis.
Well, you're going to see that competition. But, I want to talk a little bit about the Hanover defense, Jay, which Holliston's been going through like a hot knife through butter. Last week against Ashland, they held the Clockers to just 100 yards of offense last week. That is a serious that's a serious job against any high school football team, holding them to 100 yards. Ashland had a couple of touchdowns on a kickoff return and on an interception return, but the defense had done a really good job last week. Quick handoff to Booten, and he is tackled by Solorier for no gain.
In the Holliston defense too, Tom, all year long, this defense has played very, very well. You look at that Situate game, the playoff game, and of course the first kickoff return, and then they had the 185-yard touchdown. After that, they had to earn every yard other than that. And every so often you're gonna get a play here or there. They've just against Hopkinton, who's just been pouring it on everybody else. They really held that team.
Hopkinton to one touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah, and that was it. Of course, the other 2 points was on the safety. That'll be it for the third quarter.
So the end of the third quarter, the Panthers in control, 39-0 over the Hanover Indians, and it's time for This Week in the Tri-Valley League. Brought to you by HABA, Holliston Athletic Boosters Association. Raising money to support all Panther varsity sports. Get your spirit wear at the concession stand to support Panther Nation today. Well, I want to give a shout out to the other Panther teams that made the playoffs. Talked about the girls cheerleading team that's going on in the regionals. Haven't heard that results. Cross country team, I guess, did pretty well down at the States. And the field hockey, boys soccer, and girls soccer all three had first round wins. And but then second half ran into sort of a buzzsaw and a couple of close losses, unfortunately. But a good showing overall by Panther sports this fall season. And in the TVL, a couple of teams still alive in the playoffs in Division 4. Talked about Hopkinton. They are hosting Milton tomorrow night in the D4 South sectional finals. And in Division 8 South sectional, Millis is traveling to Wareham at 7 o'clock Friday night. Interesting thing about Wareham, they only dressed 22 guys. They had some injuries. And
one other thing, even though they're not in the Tri-Valley League, another team that Holliston played, Lincoln Sudbury, is really pouring through the playoffs too.
Let's just forget about that. Did we play Lincoln Sudbury this year?
Oh boy!
Second down and 10 for the Indians. Complete to Hazma. And he's quickly tackled by number 2, Billy Nash. Short gain, bring up a 3rd down and 6.
But you know, all 3 of those teams Holliston played, and you know, that just shows you what kind of schedule Holliston had this year, along with Medfield, who was number 2 in Division 4 South. So, you know, they've played a tough schedule.
You bring up a good point, Jay. I mean, that they played Millis, who only has 1 loss, to Holliston. They lost to Lincoln Sudbury, who is undefeated. They lost to Hopkinton by 4 points, who is undefeated. They were within 1 point of Medfield, who only has 2 losses. So they lost to the best. But they're playing well tonight. Green, long throw, incomplete.
You know,
intended for number 17, Sweeney.
And Green, you know, right there, he did exactly what he had to do as a quarterback, put the ball right in the hands of the receiver in a place where only he could catch it, and the receiver just didn't finish with that. So they're going to punt again with 9:58 left to go in this ball game. 39-0 Holliston lead.
Stapleton back to punt for Hanover.
So 9:58 to go here in the game.
Seymour.
Armstrong and Seymour back to receive the kick. That's a booming kick. Brad Seymour calls for a fair catch at his own 23-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will start. This will be their worst field position of the night.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just a little bit longer to go for a touchdown, that's all.
That's the spirit, Jay.
Right here at Kamitian Field on Thursday, November 23rd. Against the rival Wolverines of Westwood. Please note the special kickoff time of 10 a.m. for the game.
So Thanksgiving is the next ball game on the schedule, and HCAT hopes to bring you Facebook Live for that game on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock.
Yep, and if you can't make it to the game, watch it. But I know a bunch of you kids who are there in college are going to be home, so get down here to the stadium and.
It is great to catch up with your old high school friends.
Yep. My old high school friends are.
I'll be down in the handicap section saying hi to my friends.
I got this would be 50 years ago for me.
Is that right?
That was my last football game 50 years ago.
Next year's going to be my 40th high school reunion.
Jeez.
We got a timeout with 9:48 to go. I know we got a few new numbers out there. Try to get them to you. 1st down and 10 for Holliston. Direct snap to Benson. And he got a quick start towards the line, but
the direct snap is to Tristan Benson.
Tackled right away.
Nice fake by Ivanitis. He got way up there. I wonder if he plays basketball. He got up pretty high.
2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. 76-77 in the front line for Holliston. Daniel Campbell and Christopher O'Connell.
Looks like 78 also.
78, that's Gabe Medeiros. Arvanitis hands off to Benson again. So he gets back to the line of scrimmage. 63, Rob Quinzani.
Handoff is to Benson.
No, it's great to see these kids come in and get some playing time, but I got to tell you, Tom, tonight was a story of the lines and this offense, the offensive line, and the holes they made and the blocking they did, and they just controlled this Hanover defense, which, as you said, is a really decent defense, and that offensive line gets all kinds of credit.
Also number 56, Ryan Cahill in at guard. So 3rd down and 7 for Holliston. Number 9, Ben Wolf in at wide receiver. Arvanitis empty backfield. Benson comes in motion. Handoff to him on the jet play. Looks like he stopped short of the line of scrimmage. The Panthers will be forced to punt for the first time tonight.
Clock's running. There'll be 7:50 to go here in a half a second to go in the ball game.
Number 26, Brian Gary, was in at wide receiver on that play.
For the Panthers.
Number 43, Topher Ryan, back to punt for Holliston. Strong kick past midfield,
Fumble.
and it's fielded by Hanover. It was one of those kicks that was dropping faster than the returner thought.
Yeah,
and it just got a hand on it and made it a live ball. Luckily recovered.
You're absolutely right.
By the Indians.
It was falling faster than he thought, but the other thing was Holliston was down there on a flash. Wow, they had great coverage there.
10 for Hanover at the Panther 42. There was a penalty on the play. Did not see the call. 7:23 to go in the game. New quarterback in for Hanover. Some new numbers out there on defense after the 6-yard gain. See 52. Braden Federson, number 63. Rob Quinzani, number 76. Daniel Campbell.
Just trying to catch
59 is Rob Burchard.
Is that 25?
81 is Sam Carell.
2nd and 4.
So 2nd and 4 for the Indians.
The ball's out.
He's hit.
Was that ball? No, I guess not. I thought the ball was out.
He got hit right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1.
Tackled by a host of Holliston Panthers.
In comes 28 and 15. That's 15 Anthony Del Ponte and 28 Jack Randlett. Also number 13 Jack Larsh out there for Holliston. Number 10 Anthony DeZindelet. So 3rd down and 3 for the Indians. Another handoff.
Oh,
nice job in the backfield. Tackle by number 28, Jack Randlett.
I didn't see who that was to get in for Holliston, but it's somebody broke down that whole play by getting in. Now the running back was able to jump over him, but the play was basically broken after that, and Holliston came in and finished him off.
33, McKay Crichton.
Five and a half minutes left. We're halfway through the 4th quarter here.
Uh, 25, Logan Brooks in at linebacker for the Panthers. 26, Brian Gary in at safety. So 4th down and 4. Handoff right side, tripped up by number 33. McKay Crichton.
Yeah. And this is going to be close. Let's see if he got the first down.
Ball carrier for Hanover.
And it's going to be Holliston ball as the second defense holds the Indians. So turnover on downs with 4:58 to go in the ball game. Panthers cruising 39-0.
You know, you get a little friendly jousting back and forth with that. Where that first defense is probably saying, "Come on, we didn't give up a first down. Don't you guys do it either." And of course, that second defense answered, and they answered well.
Holliston will take over 1st and 10.
This is nice. Holliston needed this. Holliston needed this time. They really did. They played some tough games against some tough teams, and it's nice for them to come out here and not just win, but really win convincingly in all phases of the game.
Arvanitis. Handoff up the middle to number 14.
Evan Resendez.
Resendez.
Gain of 1. 2nd and 9.
Number 61 came in. Don't have him on my sheet.
2nd down.
Second and 9.
Resendez, the ball carrier.
Resendez with the carry. Another gain of 1, 3rd down and 8.
Clock winding down now with 3:45 left to go in this ball game.
Number 22, Connor Walsh in at wide receiver.
Third down.
Another quick handoff to Resendez,
Resendez, the ball carrier.
but it's going to bring out the punt team on a 4th down and 5.
Brings up a 4th and 5.
Well, Tom, you said Thanksgiving, 10 o'clock start here in Holliston. Get here early, right?
Right.
So you get some good parking.
Westwood's record is 2-7. They've had a tough year. They are playing tomorrow night at 5 o'clock at Dover-Sherburne. Both teams with well over a week to get ready for the Thanksgiving Day contest. And a nice roll on the Topher Ryan punt. He's going to take it all the way down to the 21-yard line with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
We'll take over 1st and 10.
Panthers in control, 39-0. Well, you mentioned, Jay, that this is just what the Panthers needed. They needed to come back home to Kamitian Field, get in front of their home crowd, and really show what they could do a little bit. Take control of the line of scrimmage and do a good job moving in and out of the offensive formations with some pop and some jump, and really get ahead, get that mojo and get ahead of their opponent, and they've done that here tonight.
Yeah, they really came out tonight, Tom. I thought with a kind of a I don't know. Of course, we don't know how the kids felt about a lot of this stuff, but it seemed like they came out with a purpose to say, we're not that team. We're a good team, and we're going to come out and prove it tonight.
Well, consider a check mark in that box.
Oh, nice tackle, yeah.
Nice tackle right away,
78.
number 78. That's Gabe Medeiros.
Immediately by Gabe Medeiros. It's a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12.
Number 35, Joe Cassidy in at cornerback.
Clock still running, coming up now. It's 1 minute and a half, 90 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Low snap. And good pursuit by the Panther 2nd unit defense. Stop for a no gain, 3rd down and 10, or 3rd down and 9, call it.
No gain.
We're down to 1:07 to go. Well, Jay, 26-0 at halftime, and Holliston kept their foot on the gas and scored the first 2 possessions of the second half. Ibbotson slashing in from 39 yards out, and Matt Arvanitis with his first touchdown pass of his Panther career, a 56-yarder to Jake Armstrong, and the Panthers were well on their way to victory tonight over Hanover.
And, of course, this defense that just played a great game tonight. They really did.
Well, and not allowing a first down, that is a big deal. I know we're down to the 2nd units right now, but they have not allowed a first down.
And that stays. That'll do it.
Nice tackle there by number 81, Sam Carell.
Kyle Galvin on the carry.
And that'll be the last play of the ball game. 5 different Panthers score touchdowns. Jake Armstrong with a pair of touchdowns. Panthers win the game 39-0. A great job here at Kamitian Field. A great job by our HCAT team. Thanks for joining us on HCAT Live on Facebook.
The truck, we have Jess St. George and Bruce Guilfoy, without the L, Guilfoy. And we want to also thank Carlos Canto, who did a great job as the voice of the Panthers here, substituting in for Andy Porter. Tom, you did a great job. Congratulations. You brought these guys home. Now, remember, Thanksgiving Day is also Senior Day. So get here early, maybe have some food out in the parking lot, whatever you want to do out there, and then get to the game. And Holliston will be playing Westwood, and Tom Emmons has already guaranteed me a Holliston win, so we'll see if that holds.
You got it. You heard it here first. Panthers move to 4-5. Your final score, 39-0 over Hanover. Holliston with the win. Good night, everybody.